English learners, welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And we're bringing you another great elementary lesson today, one that takes place at the office.
Yes, today we're going to teach you some great phrases so that you can ask people to help you.
Right, and I think this dialogue is with a new person at the office.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're new, you always need to ask people for favors.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to be asking for a favor.
So Marco, what exactly is a favor?
Something that a person does for you.
Like a small helpful thing.
Yeah, a small helpful thing. So, like, can you pass me that pencil? Maybe that's even a favor.
Yeah, or maybe, can you pick me up on your way to work?
Yeah, that's a favor. Mm-hmm. Or even lending money to your friend.
Yeah.
That's a favor.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be talking about, favors and how to ask for one.
Because you always have to do this at work.
At work, with your friends, with your family. So let's listen to the dialogue and then we'll come back and explain all the vocabulary.
Hello and welcome. If you're just starting your English journey or trying to sound more natural at work, you're in the right place. In this episode, we're diving into something every English learner needs: how to ask for help politely, especially in the office. Imagine you've just started a new job and don't even know where the bathroom is. You need to talk to someone, but everyone looks busy. What do you say? Here's the good news. English has a lot of polite and friendly ways to ask for a favor. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to be nervous. Just learn a few key phrases and you're ready to go. Start with simple ones like, "Can I ask you a favor?" Or, "Could you do me a quick favor?" These are natural, friendly, and used every day. Want to sound more polite? Try saying, "I'm sorry to bother you," or "I don't mean to bother you." These little phrases show respect and make your question softer. You'll hear them a lot in real offices, not just in textbooks. You'll also learn what to say when someone can't help you, and how to keep the conversation friendly, even if the answer is not right now. Also, we'll explore helpful vocabulary like on board, which means welcome to the team, about to, meaning going to do something very soon, and instead, to choose one thing over another. These words may be small, but they make your English sound smooth and professional. In this series, we'll not only teach you phrases, we'll also help you understand when and how to use them like a native speaker would. Whether you're starting a new job, talking to your boss, or just trying to find the restroom, we've got your back. And we'll look at different ways to say yes or no to a favor, politely and clearly. Because knowing how to ask is one thing, knowing how to answer is just as important. When someone says, "Can you do me a favor?" it's tempting to just say yes or no. But in English, especially in a work environment, how you say things matters just as much as what you say. Let's start with polite and friendly ways to say yes to a favor. You can simply say, "Sure, I'd be happy to help." "Of course, no problem." "Absolutely, just tell me what you need." These sound warm, professional, and confident. You're not just saying yes, you're building a good relationship. Even a simple phrase like, "Yeah, I can do that," becomes more friendly when you add a smile or say it with a helpful tone. But what if you can't help or don't want to? Saying no doesn't mean being rude. English gives you many soft, polite ways to refuse. "I'd love to help, but I'm in the middle of something." "I'm afraid I can't right now. I have a deadline coming up." "I wish I could, but I'm about to head into a meeting." Notice the tone. It's respectful and honest. Words like, "I'm afraid," or "I wish I could," help make your no sound gentle and professional. Even the phrase, "not right now," is better than a flat no. It shows you're not ignoring the person, you're just busy at the moment. And sometimes, you can offer an alternative, just like in the podcast dialogue. "Do you want to ask Sean instead? He sits right over there." That's teamwork, even when you're not available. Whether you say yes or no, tone is key. Smile. Be kind. Be honest. You're not just learning words, you're learning how to connect with people. In the next part, we'll explore how to interrupt someone politely when you really need to speak, but they're clearly busy. It's a skill every English learner needs, and one that will make you sound much more natural. Stay with us. You walk into the office. Everyone's typing fast, talking on the phone, or rushing to a meeting. But you need help. Maybe it's your first day, or maybe you just need to ask where the printer is. How do you start the conversation when someone is clearly busy? This is where English gives you polite tools to interrupt without sounding rude. It's all about using soft, respectful language and showing that you care about their time. Try opening with phrases like, "Sorry to interrupt, but excuse me, could I ask you something quickly? I hate to bother you, but I don't mean to bother you, but." These phrases let the person know you're aware they're working. It's not just about what you ask, it's how you ask. Even a short question like, "Where's the bathroom?" sounds polite when you begin with "Sorry to bother you, but." And here's a bonus tip. If you know they're in a hurry, try adding something like, "It'll just take a second," or "Really quick question." This shows respect and makes it easier for them to say yes. But what if they say, "Sorry, I can't help right now"? That's okay. Don't take it personally. You can always reply with, "No worries. Thanks anyway. I understand. I'll try someone else." This keeps things positive and professional. After all, everyone gets busy sometimes, including you. Also, in work settings, people may redirect you politely. "I'm about to meet a client. Maybe ask Rachel. She's right over there." This is very common and helpful. So the next time you need to speak up, don't worry about being a bother. Use one of these soft start phrases and you'll sound thoughtful, polite, and professional. In the next part, we'll dive into one of the most useful words in this episode, "about to," and how it helps you talk about what's happening next. This small phrase opens big doors in conversation. In English, there's a small phrase that makes your speech sound fluent and natural, and it's perfect for work, daily life, or even casual chats with friends. That phrase is "about to." You probably heard it in the episode when someone said, "I'm about to meet an important client." This tiny phrase tells us something is going to happen very soon. Not tomorrow, not next week, but in just a moment. Think of "about to" as a gentle way to say "almost now." For example, "I'm about to go into a meeting." She's about to call the manager. They're about to leave the office. It's useful, polite, and sounds very natural. If someone asks you for help and you're busy, this phrase helps explain why you can't stop right now. "Sorry, I'm about to present in the meeting room." It shows that you're not ignoring the person. You're just right at the edge of doing something important. You can also use "about to" when you want to ask someone something before they're busy. "I know you're about to leave, but can I ask one quick thing?" Learning phrases like this makes your English smooth and helps you sound like someone who belongs in the room, whether it's at the office, school, or even in casual settings. Try practicing it in your daily life. Think about what you're doing next and say it to yourself in English. "I'm about to make dinner." "I'm about to go to the store." "I'm about to start my English practice." Imagine it's your first day at a new job. You're nervous, maybe excited, and someone says, "Welcome on board." It sounds friendly. It sounds professional. But what does it really mean? "On board" is one of those English phrases that comes from real life, originally from ships and planes. When you step onto a ship, the crew says, "Welcome on board." It means you're part of the team now. You've arrived. You belong here. But in modern English, especially in the workplace, it has taken on a new life. When someone at the office says, "Welcome on board," they mean, welcome to the company. We're happy you're here. You're officially one of us. It's a warm, professional way to make someone feel comfortable. You'll often hear it on day one at work, from HR, your manager, or a friendly coworker. Let's look at a few real examples. "Welcome on board, Sarah. Let me know if you need anything." "We're excited to bring Melissa on board. She's joining the marketing team." "It's great to have you on board. We've been looking forward to this." See how positive it sounds? It's not just a hello. It's an invitation to feel part of something. You can also use it in emails, meetings, or even group projects at school. "Hi everyone, let's welcome Armin on board. He's joining us this week." And remember, this phrase is always warm. It's not formal like "Dear Sir" or casual like "Hey." It's the sweet spot in the middle, friendly, professional, and welcoming. Try using it next time someone new joins your office, your team, or even your study group. A simple "welcome on board" can make someone's day. Life is full of choices: coffee or tea, walk or drive, help now or later. And in English, There's a small but powerful word that helps you explain those choices clearly. That word is instead. You probably heard it in the episode when someone said, "Do you want to try Sean instead?" This means, don't ask me, ask Sean. It's a polite way to change the plan or offer another option. So, what exactly does instead mean? Simply, it means in the place of or as an alternative. Here are a few examples to help you feel how natural it sounds in daily English. I didn't go to the office. I worked from home instead. Can you email Rachel instead of calling her? We'll have fruit instead of cake. Notice how it's used to show what you're doing differently. It helps you explain your decision, politely correct something, or offer a new solution. All very useful skills in English conversation. In office situations, it's especially polite when you're busy. If someone asks for help but you're unavailable, try this. I'm about to go into a meeting. Maybe ask James instead? I can't help with that, but you could talk to HR instead. It's softer than just saying no. You're offering a helpful direction, and it shows you're still trying to support the other person, even if you can't do it directly. Also, instead often works well with verbs like choose, prefer, or decide. I chose to email instead of calling. We decided to take the train instead. She prefers tea instead of coffee. Try using it today. Think about a small choice you made and express it in English. I stayed home instead of going out. I watched a video instead of reading. Every time you use it, your English becomes clearer, smarter, and more natural. We've all been there. You're working, talking, or thinking, and someone walks up and starts talking. That's called an interruption. In English, the word interrupt means to stop someone in the middle of something. It's a common part of life, and knowing how to handle interruptions or make one politely is an important skill in everyday English. In the podcast, we heard this phrase, "Sorry to interrupt you, Sean." It's a polite and direct way to step into someone's time without sounding rude. You're saying, I know you're doing something, but this is important and I'll be quick. Let's look at a few ways to politely interrupt someone. Excuse me, can I ask you something real quick? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have a quick question. I don't mean to interrupt, but could you help me for a second? These phrases soften the interruption. They show that you respect the person's time, and this helps your English sound friendly and professional. But sometimes, you're the one being interrupted. What can you say when someone jumps in while you're busy? Here are a few useful responses. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something right now. Can we talk in a few minutes? I'd love to help, but I'm working on a document that's due soon. Can I get back to you in just a little bit? These phrases help you stay kind and in control. You're not saying no, you're just asking for space to finish what you're doing. And if it's something simple, like in the podcast, just asking where the bathroom is, you can always offer a quick answer if you're able. Here's a great tip. Combine both sides of a conversation. Let's say you're busy, but someone interrupts politely. You can respond with, "Thanks for asking nicely. I'm just finishing something. Can I help you right after?" That's natural English. It's not just vocabulary, it's real-life conversation. It shows respect, confidence, and connection. Asking for help can feel uncomfortable, especially in a new place, a new job, or in a language that's not your first. But here's the good news. English gives you lots of simple, friendly, and polite ways to ask for help without sounding too formal or too nervous. In the podcast, you heard natural phrases like, "Can I ask you a favor? Could you do me a quick favor?" These are perfect for real life. They're polite, they're clear, and they're commonly used in both casual and professional settings. Let's break down some useful options you can use. Can I ask you for a favor? A great all-purpose phrase. Could you help me with something? Sounds polite and a little softer. Would you mind helping me out? Gentle and respectful. Can I get your help with this? Friendly and to the point. And if you want to be extra polite, try starting with a softener. I was wondering if you could. Sorry to bother you, but could you? Do you have a moment to help me? These small introductions show respect, and they make people more open to helping you. You don't sound demanding. You sound thoughtful. Now imagine a real office situation. You're new. You don't know where the copy machine is. Try this. Excuse me, I hate to bother you, but could you tell me where the copy machine is? See how natural that sounds? Not too formal, not too casual, just friendly and confident. Also, don't forget about tone, smile, use a calm voice, and make eye contact if you're speaking in person. Communication is more than just words. One last tip. When someone says yes, don't forget to say thank you. Even a simple, thanks a lot, I really appreciate it goes a long way in English-speaking workplaces. So someone helps you. Maybe they showed you where the meeting room is. Maybe they printed a document for you. Or maybe they just listened when you needed support. What comes next? In English, a simple thank you is good, but there are many ways to say it that feel more personal, warm, and professional. Showing gratitude the right way builds trust, respect, and connection, whether you're at work, in class, or anywhere else. Let's start with easy, natural phrases you can use right after someone helps you. Thanks a lot. Casual and friendly. Thank you so much. Polite and heartfelt. I really appreciate it. Sounds thoughtful and sincere. Thanks, I owe you one. Casual and a bit playful, best for coworkers or friends. That was a big help. Thank you. Shows you truly notice the effort. In a more formal or work-related setting, you can also say, I truly appreciate your help. Thanks again, I really mean it. Thank you for taking the time. These phrases show emotional intelligence, that you're aware of other people's effort and you value it. And here's something special. If the favor was small, but the timing mattered, like in the podcast, when someone just needed directions, your thank you can still feel meaningful. Thanks. I really needed that. Perfect timing. I appreciate it. And don't forget written thanks. In an email or message, you can write, just wanted to say thanks again for your help today. It made a big difference. Really appreciate your support this morning. Let me know if I can ever return the favor. Speaking of favors, offering to help someone in return is another way to say thank you. Try saying, let me know if I can ever help you with something. That's how you build great relationships, by keeping kindness going. You've learned how to ask for help, interrupt politely, respond to favors, and say thank you like a natural speaker. Now it's time to bring everything together, because real English doesn't happen in perfect textbook lines. It happens in small, everyday moments, at the office, in the hallway, near the coffee machine, or just trying to find the bathroom on your first day. Let's imagine a real-life situation. You've just started a new job. You don't know anyone yet. You're standing by your desk feeling a bit lost. You see someone nearby who looks busy, but you really need to ask a question. You walk over and say, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you help me for a second? They look up. You smile and ask, can I ask you a quick favor? I'm trying to find the meeting room. Maybe they say, sure, no problem. It's right down the hall, second door on the left. You reply, thanks so much, I really appreciate it. Simple, clear, kind, confident. Or maybe the person says, I'd love to help, but I'm about to present in a meeting. Try asking James instead, he's right over there. And you respond with, got it. Thanks anyway. Good luck in your meeting. This is what real English sounds like. Not perfect scripts, but smart choices. Using soft phrases like sorry to interrupt, clear requests like could you help me, and warm responses like thank you so much. Even small words, instead, about to, on board, add flow and clarity to your speech. And the best part? These aren't advanced phrases. You don't need complicated grammar. You just need practice and the confidence to speak. So try this today. Pick one small situation in your life where you can use something from this series. Ask for help. Offer help. Say thank you. Interrupt gently. Use English that feels real because it is. You're not just learning English. You're becoming part of it. Welcome on board.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to ask Sean instead? He sits right over there.
sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that's due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez, I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
So, a pretty busy office.
Pretty unhelpful colleagues.
I know, everyone's so busy, they didn't help this
know.
poor girl.
Yeah, I hope she found the bathroom.
Now let's take a look at the language from the dialogue. So let's start with language takeaway.
There's some great language in this dialogue, wasn't there?
Yeah, a lot of interesting phrases and words. The first one that I saw that was really interesting is on board.
On board.
Welcome on board.
Well, we've got some examples of how this phrase is used, so let's listen to them to help us understand the meaning.
Example 1. Welcome on board, Sarah. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Example 2.
We need to get our new office assistant on board as soon as possible.
Example 3. We decided to bring Melissa on board to join the marketing team.
So basically it means
Welcome to the company.
welcome to the company.
Or,
the team.
yeah.
Welcome on board.
So on board is the same as to the company.
I guess also when you get on a ship, they'll tell you welcome on board.
Yes, that's where it comes from.
Or an airplane.
Yeah.
Welcome on board. Okay, let's take a look at our next word. About to.
About to.
I'm about to.
I'm about to.
So this is a great phrase to explain that you're about to do something.
I'm going to do this thing really soon.
Okay, so for example, you can say, I'm about to go out for lunch.
Or I could say, hey, Marco, let's go record a show.
I'm about to go into a meeting.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
About to.
Going to do something really soon.
Okay. The next word we have is instead.
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 Instead. It means in the place of.
In the place of.
Yep.
So, for example, if we're at dinner, I could say, I'll have the chicken instead of the fish. Right?
Or I can say, I wanted to buy a red sweater, but they didn't have one, so I bought a blue one instead.
Instead. Okay. So, in the place of.
Yep.
And our last word for language takeaway, interrupt.
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 So when somebody interrupts you, they come in and...
They talk to you while you're doing something, or maybe while you're speaking.
Or maybe you're busy and people come and
Bother you.
and bother you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So interrupt.
Interrupt. Okay, some great words here in our dialogue, and now we can listen to it again. This time it's going to be a little bit slower.
And you'll be able to understand the language a little bit better.
Hello and welcome. Whether you're new to English or just want to sound smoother at work, you're in the right place. In this episode, we're diving into something super important: how to make small talk in English, especially in the workplace. Now you might be thinking, small talk, do I really need that? Yes, you absolutely do, because small talk isn't small. It's how people build trust, connect with coworkers, and start relationships. It's the first step to being part of a team. Imagine this: you walk into the break room, someone's making coffee, it's quiet, you want to say something, but what? Don't worry, English gives you lots of easy, natural ways to start a light conversation. You don't need deep topics, you just need the right words, a friendly tone, and a little confidence. Let's start simple. Here are friendly ways to say hello and break the ice. Hey, how's it going? Morning. How was your weekend? Hi there, how's your day so far? These phrases sound relaxed and welcoming. You're not asking for someone's life story, you're just opening the door to a short, friendly exchange. Want to sound even more natural? Add a comment about the moment. Busy morning. Huh, can't believe how cold it is today. Smells like someone brought cookies. You're just observing and connecting. Why does small talk matter? Let's be clear, small talk isn't fake. It's a social skill in English-speaking offices. It's often the first step toward better teamwork and stronger communication. People who make good small talk are seen as warm, approachable, and confident. So even if you're shy, don't skip it. You don't need perfect grammar, you just need a few key phrases and a smile. Let's say someone responds with I'm doing well, thanks you. You can keep it going with pretty good, just getting used to the new project. Not bad, it's one of those mornings, you know. These replies feel light and real, you're not going deep, just showing that you're friendly and present. Now, if you want to ask a little more without going too far, try, how's your team doing? Did you catch the game last night? Heard you're working on the new client, how's that going? These kinds of questions show interest, not intrusion. You're not being nosy, you're being curious and professional. Let's level up your English with useful words that make you sound more fluent. Catch up used to describe updates between coworkers or friends. Let's catch up later. I want to hear about your trip. Swamped means very busy. Sorry, I can't talk now. I'm swamped with emails. Hang in there used to show support. Deadlines are tough, but hang in there. You've got this. Touch base means to connect briefly. Can we touch base this afternoon about the report? These are real expressions, not textbook ones. Use them, and you'll sound more like a native speaker. Sometimes you want to end a chat without being rude. Here's how to do it. Anyway, I'd better get back to work. Nice chatting. Let's talk more later. Hope the rest of your day goes smoothly. These phrases help you close the conversation with grace. You're not cutting the person off, you're moving on professionally. Tone matters. English is about how you say things, not just what you say. A simple phrase like, how are you sounds totally different depending on tone. If you sound bored, it's cold, but if you sound cheerful, it's welcoming. Practice using a warm tone, eye contact, and a relaxed smile. It makes all the difference. Let's do some quick practice. Imagine you're in one of these situations. In the elevator with a coworker, you say, hey, almost Friday, right? Waiting for coffee together, you ask, long morning already. Passing someone in the hallway, you say, morning, hope your day's going well. It doesn't need to be perfect, just real small talk is like a handshake, it opens doors. If you're learning English, remember it's not about being perfect, it's about being part of the conversation. Small talk helps you connect, feel included, and show who you are. Start with small steps, use friendly openers, learn casual vocabulary, be kind, curious, and professional, and always remember it's okay to be new. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner. So try this today. Say, hi, how's it going to one person, just one, see what happens. You've got the tools, you've got the voice, you're part of this. Welcome to Real English, welcome to the team, welcome on board.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client.
Do you want to try Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that is due in a couple of minutes.
Jeez. I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
Okay, so there are some great ways that you can ask someone for a favor, right?
Yeah, we want to show you some really useful phrases for asking for help.
So let's start with putting it together.
Putting it together.
Let's listen to some different ways of how you can ask someone for a favor.
Example 1.
May I get you to do me a favor? Can you carry this package in your suitcase for me? Example 2.
Can I ask you a favor? Can you just finish this report for me?
Example 3. Will you do me a favor and pass me that file?
Okay, so those were great examples of asking for a favor.
Yep.
In our dialogue, we heard, can I ask you a favor?
But we could also say, can I get you to do me a favor?
Right, can I get you to do me a favor? Also, I could say, will you do me a favor?
Will you do me a favor?
Right. So those are different ways of asking for a favor.
Let's say you want to ask someone for a favor, right? But they're busy.
right?
So you'll need some phrases to help you do this.
Exactly. You need some phrases to interrupt somebody, right? So let's listen to some examples of what phrases you can use to begin to talk to someone.
Yeah, to interrupt them.
Okay.
I hate to bother you, but... I hate to bother you, but...
I'm sorry to bother you, but... I'm sorry to bother you, but...
I don't mean to bother you, but... I don't mean to bother you, but...
Okay, so those are really nice and polite ways of beginning to talk to someone.
Exactly. They're really useful at the office.
So maybe you want to talk to your boss, you knock on his door, kind of open it a little bit and say, I'm sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if you have time for a meeting today?
Or you could say, I hate to bother you, but do you have time for a meeting today?
Exactly. So those are great ways of starting up a conversation.
Yeah.
And maybe setting it up to ask for a favor, right? So we can combine them. I could say, I hate to bother you, but can you do me a favor?
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah, really useful.
So then you can ask someone for a favor.
Yep.
Okay, great stuff. So I guess we can listen to our dialogue again.
Yeah, let's listen to our dialogue for the third time, and this time I'm sure you'll understand it a lot better.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to ask Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that's due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez! I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
All right, so now you have all the vocabulary necessary the next time you need to ask someone for a favor.
Yes.
At the office, with your friends, with your family, anyone.
Well, everyone, we are out of time for today, but remember to visit our website at englishpod.com.
Exactly. At our website, you'll find the script of the dialogue. And also, you'll find intermediate lessons, upper intermediate, and even advanced.
Yeah, exactly. Our website is a great resource for learning. Marco and I are always there to answer your questions, and we also have lots of helpful users who answer your questions.
Exactly. So don't miss out. Come to our website at englishpod.com, and we'll see you there.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.